Live from the Man Cave, Treadmills and Tangents, with Coach Aaron Cerrone and his army of wellness warriors. Live in discussion of all things health and wellness, along with community topics they happen to stumble upon.
Hey Omaha, good morning to you. This is Coach coming at you with Treadmills and Tangents. I am here again with my wellness warriors, Tim and Sam. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, morning.
It is morning again.
It is.
Yes, sir.
Guys, you think spring and summer is ever going to get here?
It's Nebraska, so who knows?
Yeah, I feel like Nebraska's like that girl that you're in a fight with, and like you think she's done, and then she comes back and opens the door. She's like, "And one more thing," and then she leaves, and you think she did. It's just never ending.
You do realize you just pissed off like a large portion of our listeners.
I didn't say they were. I just said that one person.
Everybody's had that one person.
It could be
to identify.
It
as
could
a
be
female.
Sam. Touche. I apologize to our lady listeners for generalizing that statement.
I should throw a flag on you for that.
You didn't make him do a flag for
what?
last week, calling you. I don't remember what he said. Some ridiculous stuff.
Don't deflect. That's deflecting.
That's definitely trying to deflect. There's another flag right there.
You know what?
That's two flags.
That's a flag.
That's Bo Pelini action right there. He's on the sideline yelling at the ref trying to get extra fouls.
10. You owe me 10.
I owe you 10 what? High five?
Push-ups. 10 push-ups. You got a flag thrown on you. We're not even a minute into the show here.
Here's what I'm saying. If anyone out there wants to be my new best friend, apparently mine over here is trying to make me do more push-ups. Like I didn't do enough
I
of
only
those.
gave you 10. I didn't give you the double flag. I didn't give you an after play roughing the passer.
There's no sideline interference over here? I'm just saying. That's the way I see it.
Nonetheless, you still owe me some push-ups.
I'll get to my push-ups.
In our current configuration, that's going to be hard to do around here.
The studio's a little small.
Space right here. Let me just get out the way.
We've got cords and we've got monitors.
It's all right. If I knock it over, it just will show you why I shouldn't have any push-ups.
And so while Tim's giving us 10, I know there's been a lot of talk in the news recently about the FDA regulating caffeine. And what's really happening is that the FDA is not regulating caffeine. What they're doing is they're cracking down on the bulk sale of caffeine. And like anything else, the sports supplement industry, we know, is not regulated by the FDA. The FDA will watch it. They'll make sure that nobody is, quote unquote, dying from products. If they do, they'll step in. But by and large, sports supplements, nutrition supplements are not regulated unless something bad happens. Well, guess what? Something bad happens is a couple people died from too much caffeine. This is what happened with ephedra a bunch of years back. The FDA stepped in and took it out. So what's happening is, for the most part, it's kids doing it because what's in the energy drinks just isn't enough, right? Their coffee just isn't enough. And these kids started taking bulk caffeine, whether it's liquid or powder, which is incredibly, incredibly strong. I think the article said it's upward 50 times stronger than what you're going to get in a normal beverage. And they're adding it to their energy drinks and they're adding it to their pre-workouts and to get the extra bump. And it resulted in 2 deaths. And what did it say? An average cup of coffee, a 12-ounce cup of coffee has 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. A quarter of a teaspoon of the pure powder or the liquid has more than that or as much as that, right? So you're talking a very small amount is incredibly potent and incredibly powerful. And now if you're adding it to drinks and pre-workouts that already have a lot of caffeine, I mean, some of these pre-workouts are just loaded. Like you'll see on the front, they never advertise how much caffeine. Like I noticed there's an energy drink that some of the people in gym favorite. It no longer shows how much caffeine is on the back of it. I noticed that today. But I'm not a big energy drink guy. I used to drink them. I moved more towards coffee in an attempt to get away from the energy drinks. But some people like, I'm not going to knock you for using them. If you're having, you're dragging some days and you need a little bump, an energy drink might be the way to go for you. But some of them are having a lot, like 3, 4, 500 milligrams, 600 milligrams
They're getting ridiculous.
worth of caffeine in just one can. And now if these kids are adding like pharmaceutical grade caffeine in bulk to these things, and it resulted in 2 deaths. And so the FDA stepped in and they're making a move to eliminate the bulk sale of caffeine. They're not eliminating caffeine or products that contain caffeine. It's just the bulk sale, which I've never had the need to buy bulk caffeine. I know people that have done it.
Why would you?
These are the kids that also eat Tide Pods. Let's keep
that is true.
And true state. Are they chasing Tide Pods with the caffeine?
But
is it the other way around?
A single teaspoon of the powder pure caffeine is can contain as much caffeine as 28 cups of coffee in a single teaspoon. Which
That's insane. And the FDA, well, the Mayo Clinic that we looked up recommends just 2 12-ounce cups of coffee a day. No, around 350 to 400 milligrams a day of caffeine is okay for you. Not a big deal, right? Anything more than that, you start to get into some of the health risks of it.
Right.
Right now, we're not talking about whether coffee is good for you. Like, the benefits of coffee is outside of the caffeine that it contains, which caffeine can help you. You know, people don't understand that a lot of medications contain a little bit of caffeine in them to help get into your system. You know, some pharmaceutical grade caffeine. But what these kids are doing is they're trying to bump it.
They're just making a crazy cocktail.
Yeah, they're making, and I think it says crazy cocktail on CNN or USA Today that we found it. But it's just, it goes back to, you know, some is good, more is better, right? Well, this energy drink is good. I feel great. Well, let's put a little more in it. And then I would imagine it almost becomes a dare at some point. And then, you know, if they're up all night gaming, let's give myself a little bump and put some of this.
That's just
pure caffeine. But it's scary, guys.
It's addictive, too.
It's
and
addictive.
the sad part is, once you drink it, there's probably not much to... I mean,
it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really what happens is your heart and your system start going so fast.
A half cup of highly concentrated liquid caffeine can contain approximately 2,000 milligrams of caffeine. 2,000.
Yeah, it's insane. So what I would say is to the parents out there, if you have kids and you suspect them, I won't say, you know, if they're taking pre-workout in itself, while it may not be desirable, generally they're not life-threatening. You know, there's caffeine in them, but not so much that we're talking about here. Now, if they're adding to that, you need to sit down and have a talk with them that, hey, look, you need to get more sleep, start eating better, start getting healthier. Like the caffeine you're using, you're trying to run on, it's eventually going to run out and you're going to kill yourself. And it's happened twice already.
Right. And using the recommended dosage, like you get a pre-workout, it's 1 scoop, 4 scoops. If you're having to do that, like something's wrong. You need to reassess. And it goes
back to, well, I feel good on 1, I'll feel better on 2.
Right.
Not necessarily the case. And I've seen people double up their scoops, and I'm just like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
I need it today. It's no problem. I'm good on it. Now, I did have one of our competitors one time. I'll leave the name out of it because he's a little more famous now. Had a fight and didn't perform well. And I was like, how you doing, man? He's like, man, I took this new pre-workout. I'm like, why would you do that before a fight? Like, why would you do that before put something in your body that you'd never put in before,
right?
Not knowing how you're going to react.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Essentially, what happened was your typical bodybuilding pre-workout where you got the quote unquote gym pump. There's a lot of the nitrous type elements in it and vasodilators, and this doesn't work well for combat sports. And he just felt like he got swelled up and he couldn't move anymore. And then now you're in the fight and you're getting tired and it just amplified itself. And he got out of the fight and he won the fight, but it was not his best performance. And I'm trying to rationalize, like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
Why would you put any foreign substance en masse in your body to begin with? And 2, do it before a competition is just insane to me. I don't know why you would do that.
I would agree.
So in talking about coffee, I don't want to give you guys a bad impression that coffee is bad for you. Obviously, we talk about coffee here all the time. Timmy loves his covfefe.
I do.
His bulletproof covfefe in the morning.
Yes, sir.
His big sexy covfefe. So, you know, coffee in itself, right? Black, and we're talking black coffee. We're not talking foo-foo coffee loaded with all kinds of different creamers and all kinds of different sugars to make it taste good. You know, we do know that coffee, especially as you get older, has shown benefits, especially in helping you live longer. To a point, it does help with insulin sensitivity, it does help with controlling diabetes and liver disease. It's even shown to help with some cancers and Alzheimer's. It's got a lot of antioxidants in it that we know help fight free radicals, which in turn help fight disease. So, and that's black coffee, right? And a lot of that comes from the roasting process of the coffee bean. Now, what you do need to be careful of is how much, right? And this is where the dangerous amounts of caffeine can start to come into play. And again, 1 cup of coffee is not bad, right? And a couple cup of coffees in itself aren't bad. It's when you start shotgunning espressos one after another, or you get one, you get your latte,
right?
with a triple shot or quadruple shot in it.
Or you're drinking
Let's beer bomb some coffee.
3 or 4 large cups
Did
of
you just say
coffee.
beer bombs and
beer bomb
coffee?
some coffee.
Oh, beer bongs. I
Beer
think
bongs
beer
and
bongs
coffee.
and coffee.
I'm a guy we know that does not drink coffee.
All right.
That's what
Yeah.
you
Keeping the night going, right from the beer bongs to the coffee.
Or you get those large coffees. You know, people that are on the go, that'll swing through any of the little big coffee places. You get a large, that's at 24 ounces. You do 2 or 3 of those in a day.
Oh,
You're putting down some caffeine.
And the thing you got to understand too is caffeine will stay with you. And so if you're drinking coffee after 12 o'clock, you need to consider how much sleep you're getting or what your goal time is to get to bed, because that will drastically affect you at the end of the day. But I was with somebody this past weekend when I was out in Pennsylvania for a conference, and he ordered a coffee with a quad shot. I was like, they do that?
It's like $25.
I didn't know they did that. I mean, that's a lot of espresso,
Yeah.
right? It was espresso,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I'm understanding that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's a lot of...
That's a swift kick in the cojones.
That's some giddy up in there,
Yeah.
I would say. Holy
You might just
smokes.
need an IV.
And, the thing, too, is you have to understand your health, too. Like, pregnant women obviously have to be more concerned about the amount of caffeine that you're taking in as well. Right? You're thinking about somebody else at the time. If you do have diabetes, you do have other issues, right? You got to be concerned with, we're talking healthy people and the amount of caffeine that they can generally have without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So don't avoid the coffee, but at the same time, don't get your coffee and put bulk caffeine in with it.
Or you get the sugary sweeteners and you make it where your coffee looks more like peanut butter or something. Like you get it to a color that is not...
What's essentially a milkshake at that point.
Right, exactly.
Again, avoid sugar. The filtered coffees tend to have more cholesterol, come to find out. And, if you have trouble falling asleep, obviously start to consider when you're drinking that last cup of coffee, because it will stick with you for a while.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, yeah.
So guys, if you got kids out there, or if you just know anybody who's dabbling with this bulk caffeine, tell them to stop.
Craziness.
Tell them to be careful about that. It's killing people at this point. And again, it's not that caffeine itself is bad. It's people that are abusing it. Anything can be abused, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything in moderation. Dr. Lee Sladeholm, who we talked to last time about cancer, everything in moderation is one of the best ways to prevent cancer.
Sure.
Caffeine in moderation too just only makes sense at the end of the day. I know some days when I have too much coffee, I start to get jitters. And, the best way to get rid of that is just go work out.
Right.
Do something to burn that off. Like, you got to burn it off.
People at work can usually tell if I've had a little too much too early. Because they'll be like, how much coffee have you had yet this morning?
So when you have too much coffee, because the thought of you being overly talkative just makes no sense to me, do you actually quiet down?
No. It's 20 times worse.
I'm like this, but 1,000 times amplified.
Which Tim is pretty calm right now. When you know Tim, it's tough to get him to be quiet.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
a talker.
He's a talker. Nice.
At least I got hair.
You can have
nice.
there.
We go right there. All right, guys, let's play. I'm in the mood to play some Jeopardy.
Ooh.
We've got some fitness and nutrition Jeopardy. You guys ready?
Let's do this.
As ready as we're going to
Let's
be.
do this. Well, yeah, no time to
I
study.
didn't study. Yeah.
So here's our categories. All right, I'm going to see where you guys are on this. We have a wild card category. We have diet and conditions, food groups, exercise, and nutrition 101.
Oh,
That's
boy.
freshman level nutrition. Are you smarter than a fourth grader? We found out last time, you guys. You tied them.
we-
You tied.
No, we won by one, right?
We won by one.
I think, yeah.
You guys are pretty quick. Well, let's brag about being a bunch of fourth graders. Barely.
You're the one trying to make it sound like we
Barely.
didn't
Yeah.
even win.
Well, all right. I'll give you that. All right.
We won last time. But
Tim,
who
pick a
knows?
category. What category do you want?
I'm going to go with food groups. I do like to eat.
For 100, 200, 300, 400?
Let's
or
do 400.
We're going right to 400. Food groups are 400. This food group is made up of amino acids and considered the building blocks of muscle. And remember,
You can
answer-
dig in.
the answer must be in the form of a question.
Yeah, that helped me out last time when Cam screwed up. I think I got a 500 pointer.
So, what food group is made up of amino acids considered the building blocks of muscle?
What is meat?
You or meat?
Meat. No, yeah, what is meat?
Incorrect answer.
What is fat?
Incorrect answer.
What is vegetables?
What is protein? Protein.
How come you didn't even buzz in?
Because I wanted to hear all
How
that.
many negative points am I negative 2,000?
That's terrible. All right, we're going to consider that a warm-up.
This isn't a comedy show?
We're going to consider that a warm-up. Oh, my gosh. That was bad. Okay, next category. Sam, pick a category.
Let's do, we'll go food groups again for 200.
Food groups for 200. See, Sam's starting off more reasonable, only 200. You went right to the 400.
I'm impulsive, man.
You proverbially bit off more than you could chew. All right,
But
here
it was
we go.
protein, so I'm good.
This food group will help improve bone health, decrease the risk of osteoporosis. The fact that there's that much silence makes me want to
What is
fire
calcium?
you both. What is what?
Calcium. It's a
Calcium?
whole food group. Yeah.
What group? What food group? Calcium is not a
Minerals?
food group.
What is minerals?
Oh my god. Okay. How about what is dairy? Can we go with what is dairy? Can we
What is
try
dairy?
it? Yes.
Yay!
Correct answer. Correct
Hey,
answer.
calcium is actually... I was just getting specific on you. I'm sorry.
Okay, right on. Next category,
Let's do
please,
food
sir.
groups for 100.
We're going backwards. We're gonna find
Maybe
one.
they'll get easier.
Okay, this
I don't
group.
remember all the food groups is the problem because I don't follow it that
I know Cam was the whiz on the food.
He
group.
was.
Yeah,
He
you
was-
do that
he
period
was.
like a boss.
This group includes bread, rice, pasta products, and provides you quick source of energy. It used to be the biggest piece of
What is
the
carbohydrates?
old food pyramid. Carbohydrates are part of this food group.
What is grains?
Grains?
Grains, yes. What is good guess?
Think about
I'm going to give us each 50 on that
That was
one.
total guess. Okay, no more food groups.
Yeah, let's go to
That
let's
was-
take the wild card for 200.
Wild card for 200. Okay.
I don't
Doing
feel like you're
relaxation
getting smarter.
exercises help you manage this risk factor for heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes.
What is blood sugar?
Incorrect answer.
That's what I was going to go too, so.
What is stress?
Mm.
Stress.
I
Remember,
almost said blood pressure, which would have been more relatable to stress.
stress on the inner wall of your vessels. I would have still said incorrect answer.
That's pretty specific.
Okay.
Let's go wild card for 200.
Wild card for dos. We just did that one.
I thought we did
100.
100.
Oh, I gave
Let's,
you the.
let's
I-
do 100.
I'm sorry, I gave you the 200.
Hey, so, maybe I did say
I bumped
200.
you up a little bit. Okay. In this condition, blood sugar levels are controlled with lifestyle changes and or insulin. This condition.
What is
What is
diabetes?
diabetes?
Correct answer. What is diabetes? The first legitimate correct answer
I'm going to give you
of,
that one. 'cause you
of
got
the
it out
show.
first.
Next question.
Let's do wild card for 3.
Wild card for 300. The ingredient list on this appears in descending order by weight. It is on everything you buy in the store.
What is a nutrition label?
What is a food label? I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
We're going for close enough right now. We're going for close enough.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Let's do exercise for 100.
Exercise for 100 bones. These exercises increase your flexibility and decrease your risk of injury.
What is stretching?
Correct answer, sir.
Exercise for 200.
We'll go for 200 right away.
Well, hey, I got 100 right. I might
This
as
is
well
the
say I'm
minimum weekly recommended for aerobic exercise in minutes
What is 30 minutes?
for a week.
for a week.
Oh, for a week.
What is
Okay.
210 minutes?
Incorrect answer.
What is 100 and...
What is
what,
30?
five?
What is 30 times 5?
What is 150 minutes?
Correct answer. Correct answer.
That's what I was trying to get back to.
So Sam's answer is actually correct per session, 30 minutes per session. So you
and that was
figure
for what, 200?
5 days a week. That was for 200. Exercise for 300.
Yeah, might as
Let's go
well.
for it. We're on a roll, sort of. This term is used to describe the group of muscles that comprise your abdominals, back, and hips. Because your hips don't lie.
I was going to say that. Shakira.
What? Hanging out by... Anyway,
Can you ask the question? Can you tell us the answer again?
I did not.
No, can you tell us what the question
The
is?
question is,
Oh, God.
this term is used to describe the group of muscles that comprise your abdominals, back, and hips.
What is your core?
Correct answer. What is
Holy
your
smokes.
core?
400.
Yes.
400. Exercise for 400. Okay. The purpose of this exercise is to increase tone, endurance, and size of the muscle. The purpose of this exercise, increase tone, endurance, and size of the muscle. This type of training.
What is strength training?
Correct answer. Strength training. Strength training. Yes, sir.
Let's go for 5. Let's just wipe out the category.
5 bills. Closing out the category. This style of exercise combines strength training, flexibility, aerobic exercises on different days of the week to work various muscle groups.
What is cross training?
Correct answer.
Timmy.
Correct answer. All right, we got time for 2 more. We have time for
Go ahead,
2
buddy. You
more.
Let's see here. Let's just go for diet and conditions for 100.
We're not
Diet and conditions.
Yeah.
I'm not confident in ourselves.
Yeah.
It is recommended to limit this mineral from your diet if you have high blood pressure.
This mineral, if you have high blood pressure. What is sugar?
Incorrect answer. Sugar is not a mineral.
Hey, man, I didn't say I was going to get it right. I just threw something out there.
What do they say you should always limit your intake of? You should put less on your food if you have...
What is salt?
Sodium.
What is sodium? Correct answer.
I'm giving you that
What
one
is
either way.
sodium? All right. Last question. Here we go. Last question. Let's go right to Final Jeopardy. Boo, boo, boo. All right, Final Jeopardy. This commonly mispronounced plant-based food. You guys are screwed on this one. This commonly
Thanks for the confidence.
mispronounced
I'm betting 0.
plant-based food is a complete protein, contains all essential 9 amino acids, and has a subtle, nutty taste. You must have got it from the wild bush. This commonly mispronounced plant-based food is a complete protein, has all 9 essential amino acids, and has a slight nutty taste. Sometimes you see this packaged with kale.
I want to say, what is spinach?
Incorrect answer.
I bet 0 for the record.
What is quinoa?
Ah.
Spelled Quinoa.
Yeah, I guess spinach doesn't get pronounced
Quinoa.
wrong. I forgot that part. Yeah. Quinoa.
All right,
They said
guys.
it's usually packaged with kale.
Yeah, you can get those little packages, quinoa kale mixes. You
Yeah, you
throw them in
can.
the microwave.
Never
Quite
seen
tasty. They're great.
I've made-
Quinoa's not bad.
I've made quinoa pizza bowls.
Quinoa's not bad at all.
How do you make a quinoa pizza bowl?
So you make it in a little, one of the little, like, ceramic, little circle things. I can't think of what the name of them are.
Ball.
And so, so you do quinoa, mix it with pizza sauce, and then you put pepperoni and cheese on top, and then you bake them.
Well, what holds it together?
It's in the little...
So form.
So you just pack it down on the bottom?
Yeah.
I'm
It's sort of like the
tracking
little
now.
things where you make like a souffle.
So
It's
the
like,
quinoa is the
it's-
base. The
Correct.
Quinoa is, okay,
Yeah,
I'm tracking. So
And
you
it's
make
mixed
a base of quinoa.
with the sauce, too.
But can you pick it up and eat it then, or is it just
No,
fall
you
apart?
like fork
yeah.
it.
Okay, so it's not. I got you. It's not really making a crust. per
Right.
se.
Yeah, no. Just gives you that pizza taste.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here on The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM. We're going to send Tim and Sam back to school, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Treadmills and Tangents. This is Coach coming at you again with my Wellness Warriors, Timmy and Sam, on another great Saturday. Thanks for listening right here on The Answer. Guys, it's getting nice out, so people are going to start running. So I thought we might talk about running a little bit.
That's a good idea.
Something I
Great
personally
idea.
despise doing. But, hey, it is what it is. People like to run. People get a good high off the run. They feel like, they feel better with it, and there's a place for it in your fitness approach.
Agreed.
But there's some things that people do wrong when they run. As much as I don't like running, you got to be smart about running. When I do, I understand there's ways to do it the right way, and there's ways to do it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things I think people do is they try to, hey, I'm going to start running. Let's do a 5K off the bat. Let's do 5 miles off
Too
the bat.
much, too soon.
Well, yeah,
Always.
you got to build up to it.
Yep.
You got to build up. Tim, you run a lot, but you set as a goal to run a 5K every weekend.
Right.
Or
I
every
did not
weekend.
I did
You
not
didn't
start
start
that.
there.
No, I used to actually run. It was probably, I started about close to a mile. And even then, like, a mile was the course I ran from my apartment when I started around the loop back. And I would run till I got exhausted, and then I would walk and jog the rest of the way. And then I just slowly progressed to where I could run that mile easily. And then I would make my path a little bit longer. I didn't just jump crazy into 5K, 10K, anything like that, because...
And you made a great statement there, run, walk. It's okay. Like, if you're hell-bent on picking a mile marker, I want to run 3 miles. Okay, that's fine. It's also okay to walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so run, walk. If you're feeling exhausted or something's starting to hurt, walk for a little bit. Then run for a little bit. And guess what? Your goal next time is to maybe run a little bit longer than you did the last time. Or
But
run a little bit longer.
even as somebody who's an avid and does it regularly should do that. I know when I trained for the marathon I did that regularly.
I mean, it's okay. I mean,
Yeah,
it's okay
it's
to walk,
right.
right?
There's nothing
Perfectly
wrong
fine.
with it, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. The other thing too is not having the right shoes. Now I make fun of Timmy's Vans that he wears.
Brooks. They're Brooks. Yes.
So what made you like? I have wide feet, so there's only certain shoes I can wear. Like I tend to gravitate towards New Balance, or if I find something, it's got to be in a double E. But your doctor turned you on to Brooks.
Yep. Yeah, I went with those because I'm really hard on my heels. Even work shoes only last me maybe 2 months. I just blow the heels of shoes out. So Brooks has an addiction shoe.
Which I find funny because you're an IT administrator. So how are you blowing out your shoes?
I mean, sometimes you got to walk to the server room, man. I'm that hard on my heels. So these have like a real thick, solid heel. And I just got a new pair this year right before we went to Thailand. I got a new pair. And I still have my pair from 4 years ago that and they worked fine. They're just built for people that don't toe strike, that don't land there, and there's no pain involved. And my running got so much more comfortable that way because then I wasn't getting knee pain and stuff from running in a cheap shoe that I was slamming my heel into the ground constantly.
Right, and ideally, you do want to toe strike. So people that are running out there, you do want to toe strike. The body's built to toe strike because if you heel strike, you take out the mobility of the ankle. The ankle's meant to be a shock absorber. The ankle, the knee, the hip work together. When you heel strike, you start to remove the ability of the body to shock absorb. So if you can't toe strike, which it's hard to do, and again, build up to it. If you start just running a lap on the track, 400 meters, and that's all you can do to stay on your toes, that's fine, right? Next time, go 420 meters, then 440 meters until you can start to build up.
Right.
But if you do find yourself, heel striking, there are certain shoes that are better for that. Brooks is one.
Right.
Eventually you still do want to try to get up onto your toes as much as you can. But if you want to run 4 or 5 miles, maybe you can only be on your toes for a quarter mile at a time. Then you got to go back to heel striking for a while, which is fine. Just make sure you have the right shoes. And there's places in town here where they will go and they'll mold your foot and then they'll put you on pressure plates to see where you naturally tend to hold your weight. You'll run to see how you're striking. Some people strike on the inside of the heel. Some people strike dead on. Some people are on the outside of the heel. Pronate, supinate, all different shoes that can help accommodate how you run.
Yeah, make it more comfortable for you so you take some of that pain out.
Not just more comfortable, it's just you less chance of hurting yourself.
Yeah, that too.
Right?
Yeah,
it's just an injury. Rest days. You don't have to run every day. Right? If your legs are sore, if your ankle's bothering you, there's a time and a place to power through it. But remember, running is hard on your body, especially if you're on hard surfaces, right? Obviously, if you can run on grass, that's the best. It's nice and cushioned. If you can run on like a synthetic rubber track, that's good for you too. But most people just go out there and start being road warriors and they're on the hard pavement, right? Even blacktop or asphalt's better than concrete because there's at least a little give. Nothing that we notice, but there is give in blacktop. And if you notice, depending on what you're running on, you will wear out faster.
Yeah. And I only run once a week. I mean, obviously we have our hurricane days in the gym, so I get some sprinting and stuff in there, but I only run on the weekend. I do a 5K every weekend, but I don't run every day.
I think there's a time and place for running, right? And it does help with your fitness. And we've seen, we were just talking about fighters running and the benefits of it, strengthening your legs and running on your toes, or like my Muay Thai instructor, Master Chai, says, run on your tippy toes, right? Because he understands it makes your calves stronger, makes your legs stronger.
Shins.
For long-term endurance and stamina.
Right.
It is good, right? There's no doubt it's good for that. But if you're hurting yourself while you're doing it, now you've got some diminishing return going on.
Sure.
If you do feel pain, stop and walk. Right. Sometimes you
gotta listen to your body
up enough, right? If your muscles are starting to tighten up, you might have an electrolyte issue. If you feel something start to pull and you keep running, you're only going to make it worse, likely. So it's okay to walk. Walk. Hey, live the fight again another day. Right. So you didn't get your 5 miles in today. Okay, big deal.
Right. Can you walk tomorrow? Because that might be handy.
Right. It's like, are you limping for a week then afterwards? So then was that 5 miles really worth it? Right. So, and that's any exercise, right? I've seen guys in the weight room hurt themselves because I got to get this set. Really? Because now you're down for 2 weeks.
Right. Or longer. Yeah.
Was it worth it? Like you tore your pec. Was it really worth it at the end of the day? So you got to listen to your body. And as I get older, I'm getting better and better at that. Listening to your body and then working out as need be. It's okay to walk. At least you're still moving. Right.
You're beating the version of you that's sitting on the couch.
Exactly. And that's a great statement. And then the other piece is, while competition is good, right? It's good to have a friendly competition. Let's race, which I think is great, which to me, that lends more itself to sprinting. I think running shuttles and races and relay races is great fun because you can be up on your toes, and sprinting is very good for you. But when you start trying to compare yourself to like, oh, so-and-so did 5K in 15 minutes, I need to do it in 14:30, right? Your body has its own limit. Just try to improve every time.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I track I do a fun 5K every month that is usually timed. So I'll go take that official time and I track it. And my goal every month is to be 1 second faster than I was the last time I ran. But I don't care what everybody else gets. As a matter of fact, I ran a 7K back on St. Patrick's Day. I think I got 7th in my age division. I was ecstatic. Right. I was like, holy crap, I got like, I could have finished, even if I finished, I would have been happy, but 7th was like,
sure,
holy moly, it was way more than I expected, and I shattered every time I had ever done. So now I've set the bar higher for myself.
Right, and something to shoot for.
Yeah, which is good.
Most people get themselves in trouble is like, they'll hear a friend like, oh, I put in 50 miles a week. You're like, whoa. Well, that's what I got to do. I got to put in 50 miles a week.
Right.
You're like, no, that person, it's maybe taken 10 years for that person to build up to 50 miles or 100 miles a week or whatever it is. Or they're a competitive triathlete or they're a competitive marathoner putting in that amount of work.
We have a lady at the gym that does that. I think she runs 50 plus miles a week.
Who's that?
Tammy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She does
marathons. And when she's kind of off season, we'll know because she comes to Thai class a little bit more. And so she didn't come for a couple weeks. And I sent her a message and I was like, hey, where you been? And she's like, oh, I got a 50-mile race coming up, so I'm running. And I was like,
that just sounds miserable to me.
Yeah, that was pretty much the conversation.
My cousin Ryan, he does those ultra marathons, and I think he tried to do a 100-miler, and he made it to like 70 miles or something. His body just said, nope, we're done.
I can't imagine doing that.
Wow.
I think there's a time and a place to push your body to the point where you start to feel complete exhaustion and to know your limits, right?
Right.
I think it's good to know your limits. Like, it's good to, just like fasting, like 12-hour fast, that's okay. Try to not eat for 48 hours.
You know what real hunger is at that
hours.
point.
Just to understand what real hunger is, just to understand that, hey, I can live off water for 3 days. It's not a big deal. Like, that sounds kind of extreme to a lot of people, but I think it's good it's just like a hard training session, like a hard Muay Thai session. Let's do it for 3 hours, right? Yeah, it's going to be terrible, but now, like, in your head, you go, oh, wow, okay, I survived. I'm stronger for that. I know I can do that.
That was the first gym in Thailand we went to. We go in, and I remember after day one, we were all like, whoa, like, this is going to be...
Put your mind in a whole different mindset.
Yeah. Well, you just understand, you're mentally stronger for it.
Right.
Like, you're mentally, when you suffer, we always say the struggle makes you stronger. When you suffer a little bit, your body's going to get stronger. That's what the body does, right? The body adapts, it gets stronger. It's the homeostasis that it's trying to achieve, right? You put it in extreme situations, it'll adapt to that. It heals itself. It's an amazing machine, right? But it's the mental piece where you can go, hey, I did that. I survived that. It was terrible. It could have probably been worse. Now I understand what I'm capable of doing, or at least have a better understanding.
Okay. I tell people in TFW all the time when we're doing stuff like, don't let your mind trick your body into thinking it's tired.
Sure.
Because when you start to think you're tired, then your body's like, oh yeah, I'm tired.
My first martial arts instructor, Sensei Tim Hoover, back in Pennsylvania, he had some great things he would drill in our head. And he would always say, what the mind believes, the body achieves.
Yeah,
and I believe that to be true 100%.
I agree.
Right? The body will always quit if you let it.
Right.
Right? It will always do what the mind tells it to do. Right? So if your mind quits, you're in trouble.
Right.
Right? The body will keep going. Right? It's about having a strong mind. And that's any endeavor.
Agreed.
Right? Any endeavor. If you quit, you get discouraged. You start getting that self-doubt. You start thinking, well, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am, or maybe... they've been telling me I'm not good. You start buying into that, you're screwed.
Yep. That's what people fail in dieting because they start to think, oh, well, I'm not getting the results I thought I would get.
Yeah, it's not working.
Right.
I can't do it.
Right. And then you fall hard and then you got to start all over again.
Yeah, and you spiral.
Right.
Yeah. So it's about strong mind. And I think testing yourself periodically helps you build that strong mind and keep that strong mind. And, some adversity is good, right? Some adversity in your life is good. But anyway, all right. So those of you starting to run, start out slow. If you're a seasoned runner, you should still start out slow if you haven't been running all winter.
Right.
And you're starting to get out there in nice weather. But again, if if you have a fitness goal and running is going to be a part of that, be careful going gung-ho. Like, you don't need to rip off 100 miles the first week.
A lot of high schools, because we were talking about tracks, actually have an open, their tracks are open to the public.
Yeah.
So you can go and run on those tracks.
It's a good surface to run on.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
easier to keep track of how far you've run.
Right.
And you can see.
And they're well maintained, so you're you go to but they have the gates open at almost all.
What's nice, most of them have bleachers, so you can run some stairs too.
Yeah, we usually do that.
Get some stairs.
Get some hills in there too.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Running, not my cup of tea, but you can do it, and I think it's good for you. You know what, guys? Though, there's something I got to tell you.
What do you got to tell us?
I love cheese. I love cheese. I love cheese. I love cheese.
I do.
I love cheese.
I love
me
cheese.
some cheese too.
I really love
Absolutely.
cheese.
I do. I love some cheese. So we're gonna sample some cheese curds. Guys, I love cheese curds, and here's why. It doesn't matter who makes cheese curds, you know what you're getting. And here's why I say that. If you, whatever manufacturer or brand you pick up, cheese curds for the most part are always gonna have 9 or 10 grams of fat, no carbs, and about 7 to 10 grams of protein.
Right.
Per ounce. This is per ounce. So you pick up a 12-ounce bag of cheese curds, you got some serious food there. All right, think about this. And if Sam keeps making noise, I'm going to throw this microphone at him.
I thought you were going to throw a flag maybe.
I might. You know what? That is flag worthy. Especially since we spoke about prepping everything so not to make noise on the show. And there he is. And you saw me look out of the corner of my eye.
I did.
And I looked at you.
I was trying to be quiet too.
And you give me that look like, are you going to do something?
Yeah.
Are you going to do
just-
something?
Fine.
I'm throwing a flag.
See, at least I'm not gonna
Give
be
me
a little
10.
baby about it.
Give me
That's what
10.
I'm doing.
Give me 10. And while Sam's doing his 10. So, yeah, cheese curds. Like, per ounce, 9 grams of fat, 0 carbs, 7 grams of protein, which to me, it's a perfect food. It's
Oh, great
the perfect
snack.
food. Especially if you're trying to lose weight and trying to stay lean. It's got everything you need. Now, eventually you want to get a little bit of carbs in your diet, but if you're trying to lean out and lose some weight, this is the way to go, cheese curds. It's got some cholesterol on it, but not to the point where you need to worry about it, right? And it's only 1 ounce. So we've got 3 brands here. We got Ellsworth Cooperative Creamery, which a cooperative out of Wisconsin. We've also got Stone Ridge and Shullsbury Creamery as well, right? So we've got we've all tried the natural, which is a straight, and it's good. I mean, to me,
smooth,
cheese curds are
just-
delicious.
yeah.
And don't be afraid of fried cheese curds either, guys. A little bit of breading and frying it,
All I'm
it's
saying
not going
is
to kill you.
Culver's might have a delicious cheese curd.
Culver's might have a delicious cheese
That
curd.
to me, that's a yes. They do.
They
They might have delicious custard as well.
you know who else has delicious custard? Des Moines. There's this little place in Des Moines that has some real delicious custard. Come on, June.
There's a delicious place in Oklahoma too.
That is true.
Come on, September.
Everywhere we
Couple.
go, for those listening, we travel a lot for tournaments and seminars, and we always seem to find a custard place.
It's our
And
thing.
It's our thing. That is our thing.
And
Most
people-
people go out partying and drinking, we find custard.
Right, and people from the gym will come with us and like, we're all, me now more so too, we're in good shape. And they're like, you guys eat ice? We're like, yeah, heck yeah, we eat
Only
ice
when
cream.
we're out of town.
Right,
Yeah.
only,
It's-
exactly.
It's a 3 area code rule.
You
We're
got
3
it.
area codes away. Okay, so we're gonna try the Ellsworth first. We got, is this one, what is this? This one's the,
There's, you got ranch.
I got ranch right here. Okay. It's pretty good. And what I like about these, it's just enough, it's just subtle enough so that it doesn't mask the cheese curd taste. It just kind of gives it a hint of whatever it's talking
Yeah,
about.
just a little subtle flavor.
Right.
I think it's garlic.
So we got garlic. So I just did cheese curd. I had the ranch.
Yeah.
Very good. And I got a mouthful, so I apologize.
This one's
This is the garlic. Yeah, so you got garlic as well.
And the last one should be Cajun. Should be
I like garlic. So I grew up by Italian grandmother, so I like me some garlic.
Oh, yes,
So
sir.
this is good. That is tasty.
That's the Cajun right there.
We need to,
Then we
we
got
need to figure
Cajun
out how
as
we
well.
fry these. We need to
So,
fry us some garlic.
This is Ellsworth. We got these at Hy-Vee just in a regular section. There's nothing... These aren't in the organic section. It's just cheese, right? And not that cheese can't be organic. I don't know why I said that. That was ridiculous. So Ellsworth, you got the natural, you got the ranch, you got garlic, and then you got Cajun now.
That garlic is good.
Yeah, that garlic is...
That's good.
The ranch was good. The garlic I liked better. I'm excited to try the Cajun here.
I think I'm tainted at this point because Cajun doesn't taste like anything to me. You know how when you eat something,
It's kind of bland.
Your palate's
and your palate gets all jacked up, and like you need something to cut it.
Yep.
There's a little spice, but I think of the three, it's the most bland of the
Hand me one of those drinks. I need some ginger. If we're eating some sushi, I need some ginger. And did you just hand me a ginger flavored one?
Nope.
Oh, that'd have been funny. I got Stone Ridge here, and now Stone Ridge, it's a Stone Ridge cheese cellar, like cellar as in basement, not a cellar as in a purveyor of goods. They have a buffalo wing cheese curd here that I'm about to try. Stone Ridge.
I have not tried this one of theirs. However,
that is tasty.
I get during the week. I love these, so they have a little mix with a couple of different kinds, and they also come with little pepper jack beef sticks. And that is my go-to snack during the week at work. I just take one of those bricks, leave it in the fridge.
Here's my only problem with these.
Oh my!
So when you get a bag of Ellsworth, as an example, it's 16 ounces, right?
Right.
So in the bag is 16 servings. The problem is when I crack this and start eating them, I crush the whole bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So doing some simple math, you pull in like 160 grams of fat and like, I don't know, 100 grams of protein. No. Yeah. About 100 grams of protein. Which, hey, that in itself isn't bad, but all at one shot, I would probably spread that out.
Yeah.
Right?
You might have a little digestive issue if you get too cheesy.
In the grand scheme of snacks, okay.
Right.
It's better than throwing down a bunch
Chips,
of
Lay's or
bunch
something.
Of,
Yeah,
bunch
absolutely.
of junk, or a bunch of sugar, whatever it happens to be. So,
yeah, that buffalo one was awesome.
that buffalo one was tasty. That buffalo one's not as I give them only a C for creativity because it's like they just took cheese curds and dumped buffalo sauce on it. Whereas the others,
The
Ellsworth had it mixed in with the cheese curd,
Yeah.
right? A little more artistic ability there. So this is the Shullsbury. Now Shullsbury's got a garlic chive, which I'm tasting right now. I mean, that's pretty good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. They got a smoked one too.
I'm with you.
Smoked's good.
I'm a lover
Smoked
of garlic.
or
No,
smoked?
they're smoked like the cheese curds are smoked.
Oh, so it got like a smoke
Yeah, it's
flavoring
good.
to
Those
it?
are good.
Nice. Where's the jalapeno one? We had a jalapeno. So they have a jalapeno cheese curd as well.
I'm excited for this one.
I bet you this makes a wicked jalapeno popper.
Oh, buddy.
Which I don't know why you would need to. That was really dumb after I said that because I don't know why you put jalapeno cheese inside of a jalapeno.
Why not? It's not like we're taking caffeine and putting it inside of more caffeine. We're just talking a little jalapeno here.
True statement.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, that's
I
really
like
good.
that. I like that. And again, guys, you can take these if you want to spice it up a little bit and just give it a quick bread and fry it. Pan fry it. I do that when I make gnocchi. I'll take potato gnocchi and just put a quick breading on it, like a panko breadcrumb on it, and just do it a quick fry. Just give it some crunch. You can do the same thing with these. And I'll tell you what, if you do a light breading and fry it in some butter, oh boy.
Have you tried an air fryer yet?
I have not.
I've seen a lot of the craze on everybody's buying air fryers.
Well,
It's supposed to do it's supposed to give them like the fried, like it's supposed to come out like it's fried but without all the grease.
Well, here's the thing. Frying isn't necessarily bad for you. It's what you're frying it in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's where we get into trouble. Like when you start getting into, right, the big thing now is no trans fats. So remember, trans fats came from a lot of the man-made oils and man-made mediums which you're frying stuff in. Like if you fry in lard, which frying in bacon fat is wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Okay, you're now getting more natural fats in, right? Now, yes, you're adding some saturated fat to the diet, which we're showing isn't necessarily bad all the time as we thought it was. But I think it's more what you fry it in is the issue.
That's fair.
Right?
Probably how thick the breading is to an extent.
Sure. I
think you
mean,
can
if
get a
you're
little
doing
crazy.
like a big, thick beer batter on that mamma jamma, you're adding some significant carbohydrates to it. But I'm talking just a light breading, like
Calm down, Tim.
just
Calm
a,
down.
just a dusting.
We should try that with us sometime this summer.
So cheese curds, guys. Cheese curds, number one on our list. A great snack.
Oh, yeah.
They
Great
were
source
all good.
of fat. Great source of protein. That's a great thing to snack on. But I'm thirsty now. Okay, and we've been talking in the past about apple cider vinegar, and Sam from his IV has brought us a bunch of apple cider drinks, and we've got the brand is Bragg's, right? Dr. Bragg, Mr. and Mrs. Dr. Bragg, Patricia Bragg, and Paul Bragg. So they created organic apple cider vinegar drinks. And
I like
they
her
have
hat.
all different kinds. She does have a pretty cool hat. That's like a hat you'd see at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, like she's legit about this.
She probably takes pictures at the Kentucky Derby.
They're all natural. Now, I use Bragg's apple cider vinegar in itself in my little cocktail that I drink. So,
Right.
when I drink my water, my cranberry juice, and my lemon juice with my apple cider vinegar. But these, some people just can't take the apple cider vinegar straight, which I can totally understand.
Oh yeah, it's very acidic.
It just tastes nasty in a way.
Oh, they do have a ginger spice.
There is a ginger spice one over here.
ginger.
That's what we were kind of smiling about.
I wanted to cleanse my palate. You didn't give me the ginger spice one.
Sorry, man.
So close to a second flag today.
Girl.
So close. Okay, so I've got the limeade. What do you have over there, Tim?
I got apple cinnamon.
Then we got ginger
Spice, apple cider vinegar and honey, apple cider vinegar and sweet stevia.
I got a Concord grape and acai, and then a pomegranate goji berry.
So really, guys, there's nothing in it. 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein. It's just apple cider vinegar with some flavoring in it. And it's 100% certified organic. And Bragg's is legit. Their apple cider vinegar is legit. You can even get it with the mother. So, you know what I mean by that? So if you look at apple cider vinegar, if it's completely clear, it's without the mother. If it looks like it's got a haze in it, that's with the mother.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's the kind I use. But yeah, non-GMO, USDA organic. The lemon lime's good. So it's distilled water, apple cider vinegar, and then whatever flavor in the form of organic lime juice, organic stevia. So they sweeten it with stevia or stevia.
The grape and the pomegranate's good.
You got to try this apple cinnamon one here.
Apple cinnamon?
That is fantastic.
Apple cinnamon.
Limeade.
That is tasty. Oh, that tastes like apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
Like warm apple pie. A warm apple pie.
The limeade's good.
What is this one? Pomegranate and goji berry?
Goji berry.
Goji berry. Oh, that is good. Goji berry.
That apple cinnamon's good. Concord grape and acai's pretty
I
good.
think the apple cinnamon is my favorite so far.
Yeah, I would agree with you on
The
that
ginger spice one's a little interesting.
Oh, acai. For those of you who don't know what acai is, it's a berry out of Brazil. Ton of antioxidants in it. It's got a unique taste to it. Which one?
Apple cider vinegar and honey. Mm-mm.
It's probably just straight apple cider vinegar for the most part.
No, sir.
You know what's weird is I like acai. I like acai fruit and acai ice cream. I don't like this drink, this grape and acai. I don't know what it is.
God, the apple cinnamon just...
The apple cinnamon's really good.
I got that one over here and I'm going to keep it.
You mean this one right here?
Oh, I don't have that one.
You don't have...
Bring it over to
Which
you.
is surprising because those
Did
two...
you just do a bait and switch on me, Sam?
No, he had it.
No, he brought it back.
I had it this way.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Because I haven't
Flag.
I haven't tried it.
Flag.
Hey, I had to try it. Which is surprising because those two, the
me
grape
10.
and
There you
the goji one, are the top two sellers of mine.
The grape and the goji?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Apple cinnamon
Apple
is-
cinnamon's
No, I want
great.
to try the honey one.
Or you want to try the honey one? Okay.
Honey one. And Sam's doing more push-ups.
We're trying to jack the apple. The apple cinnamon one is really, really good.
Yeah, that is a really good. Yeah, and again, we're sampling Bragg's all natural, organic apple cider vinegar drinks.
My crew
And
test
again,
all
guys,
over again.
the benefits of apple cider vinegar. We know it helps with weight loss, dropping blood pressure, insulin control, blood sugar control. Some people claim even enhances their skin and their complexion. Even people claim it helps with reflux. And into itself, it's hard to drink on its own straight up.
Oh.
So Bragg's has figured out how to get some drinks out there, and they are very good. I mean, as
there's
a
a couple.
whole,
Yeah.
they're very good.
Yeah.
Did you try the apple cider vinegar and sweet stevia? Or stevia?
You know, the apple cider vinegar and honey, it's not bad. I like it better than the Concord grape one, to be honest.
Here's the
And,
apple cider vinegar and stevia.
But it tastes, it just tastes like apple cider vinegar that they tried to sweeten. Is what it tastes like.
Make it not as...
Okay, so basically the difference between these two is one sweetened with honey and one sweetened with stevia.
I liked the stevia better.
Yeah, some things with stevia, to me, and I know a lot of people experience this, is that stevia leaves an aftertaste. Like if you get too much of it in there, and I have that aftertaste on that one. I get what they're trying to do because some people, sugar will still spike your, honey will still spike your insulin for some people. And some people are allergic to it too, so the stevia is a safe way to go. Again, Bragg's, get yourself some cheese curds, chase it with some Bragg's or apple cider vinegar drinks, and you're good to go, man.
Absolutely.
You're good to go. This strikes me as like a refreshing summery drink.
Yes.
Things. Right? It's got the little bit of bite of the vinegar in there and then some flavor. I'd imagine if you mix this with some spirits of choice, it'd be quite tasty.
I bet they could.
By poolside.
Yeah.
I know a guy with a pool.
You do.
Certainly
You know,
do.
I think I got spoiled because I started with the apple cinnamon, which just started out at 100.
You went with the best one first.
I didn't realize, and so then I tried the rest of them, and not that any of them were terrible, except the one.
By
with
the
honey,
way,
I didn't
it's
like
your
as much.
friend sitting beside you that set you up for that.
That's true. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. I do what I can.
I'm not sure he knew the apple cinnamon was good.
these-
I've never tried it before, so
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
No, they're good. They're tasty. So you can find these in your organic section at your Hy-Vee.
Yep.
Are these all the flavors?
These are all 7 flavors, yes.
7 flavors. Yes, those are perfect. Now, some of them, depending on which Hy-Vee you're at, some of them have them in the cooler, some of them have them just on the shelf.
Yeah, mine are in the cooler. I keep them
they're in the
cold.
cooler, so you can grab them, do a grab and go. But they're good. You know, as a whole, I didn't dislike any of them. Like, I wouldn't be disappointed if I drank any of them. I wouldn't go out of my way for a couple of them, but most of them are pretty good, and it's a great way to get that apple cider vinegar in your diet. And there's 2 servings per, so these are 16-ounce bottles.
And it looks like the highest carb I have found per serving is 5.
That's
so
the
that's
one with the honey?
So that's 10.
That's
that's the
Concord
goji
grape and
berry.
the goji berry.
Oh yeah.
So the ginger spice, and the limeade, both are 0. So it's 10 for the whole.
The apple has 4. So anytime we start adding fruit or any type of sugar into it, you're gonna bump the
So
carbs
that's
a little
8
bit.
for the whole bottle. Though that's not
No, not
outrageous.
at all. And you don't need to chug the bottle, by the way.
No.
Right?
Sure.
You don't need to chug the bottle.
This is
I think I'm
Slow
definitely
sipper.
gonna. Yeah, I have to get me some apple cinnamons to use for my concoction instead of making my own like you do.
You know, again, I add the cranberry juice. I
The
add
cherry concentrate.
the lime juice, lemon juice, and the cherry concentrate. So there's more going on, but you could add those to these as well. And you
We
can
could
add-
get you a little hat and start bottling your own stuff, man.
You know, we did talk about that. A little flowery hat like Mrs.
Yeah.
Bragg has. A little Kentucky Derby hat.
There you go.
And we can drink some mint juleps, too, at the same time.
Sure.
Did you guys know that's the official drink of the Kentucky Derby?
I did
I
not
did
know
not
that.
know.
Sam
Learned
shot me a
something
look
new.
like, what are you talking about, dude?
He's like, I
Mint
like
julep.
tulips or a nice
Mint
flower.
julep.
I've never
heard of
had.
mint
I've never
julep.
had a mint julep.
I have not either.
What is a mint julep?
It's a drink.
Well, what does it consist of?
Mint.
Well, I figured
Julep.
that.
Mint julep.
Google it.
From the julep bush. I don't know.
Which coincidentally grows in the same orchard as the wild bush.
That makes sense.
Look up mint julep real quick. And I know you have to mash something. You have to mash the mint.
I've
Kind of
said
just like a
probably mint.
mojito. You got to mash the mint.
Ooh, mojitos.
And I do like me a mojito as well. And mint julep recipe. So we're bringing up mint julep recipe right now. And we got earrings. We're looking at earrings all of a sudden because Tim is incapable of looking up a recipe
Apparently,
for us.
yeah.
So classic mint julep. Mint, sugar water, seltzer, crushed ice, and bourbon. Right? So bourbon. There you have it. Mint julep.
I could do that.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
It might not be too bad. We'll have to give it a shot.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to us today. Again, you're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here on The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM. Again, check out our Facebook, check out our Twitter, follow us. We got some good information out there for you. Just trying to help you live a healthier and happier life here in the Big O. We'll see you next week, guys. Have a good weekend.
Tune in each Saturday morning with fun banter on what it takes to live a healthier, happier, and more vibrant life in the Big O. Treadmills and Tangents with Coach Aaron Cerrone and his army of wellness warriors.